Yo, what's happening? Let's check this. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let me check my audio. Mm. Mm. I know what y'all thinking. Let me check my Palm Pilot. Hey, what's happening? Trying to give people time to pull up. What's happening? Let me know in the chat if y'all can hear me as well before I get started. There's so much to talk about. So much to talk about. I see. I'm gonna make one more banner. Just I gotta start off with this banner. Gotta start off with this banner. Put some exclamation points around that one. What's happening? What's happening, everybody? Just let me know. Just let me know if you can hear me in the chat before I get started. I'm checking my notes right now before we get started. You feel me?
It's when you go to Golden State.
Not that. I hate when you go on stuff and it's just automatically a notification to come down when you're trying to press something and then it will go to that notification. I'm like, bro, I do not want to choose that. Turn notifications off. Turn on notifications. The notifications off. I don't want to see none of that. All right, so your boy is in here, man. So let me go ahead and get my show started. It's a short show. I'm gonna make it short, sweet, simple, and nice. I'm not gonna really sugarcoat anything. I'm not gonna really I want to talk about, you know, why the Atlanta Falcons chose Matt Ryan, but I want to go ahead and say some things first. After looking at the Matt Ryan press, what's happening? What's happening, my boy? What's happening, money? But it's like after hearing Matt Ryan speak, it gives us hope. It gives us things to be excited about. It gives us a glimpse of. I mean, my thing is, we felt the same way when we got Terry Fontenot. When we got Terry Fontenot, we were like, "Oh man, my boy finna come in here. He's not, he was a great GM or whatever." I honestly, in my heart of hearts, I believe that this decision. Am I loud? I think I'm too loud. Am I loud? Okay. In my heart of hearts, I feel like this decision to bring Matt Ryan and hire him to be the president of football is just because they want someone that care. You know what I'm saying? That care. Somebody that is not going to be looked at like it's just another paycheck. You feel me? It's some people that, have you ever worked somewhere at a job when you feel like, man, I just, what I'm saying? I just work here. You know what I'm saying? You hear people say that all the time. I got a little dark side showing. So I was trying to show my face, but it's like it got me in the dark side. But maybe I need to change my lighting. Yeah, we'll just keep it like that. But it's more like, have you, like I said, have you ever worked somewhere where somebody be like, "Hey, I just work here"? I think that's one of the main reasons why they got, or they taught, Arthur Blank reached out to Matt Ryan to basically get someone who cares about the franchise. If you didn't know, this guy was our best quarterback we've ever had in the organization. Red coat, Hall of Fame. He got his gold coat. He got his coat. Ring of Honor. Um, best quarterback we've had in the organization. You can't. I mean, hands down. Um, First pass, a tud. You know what I'm saying? It's like him and Julio connection during the 2016 run. You know, the Falcons had the fifth best offense in NFL history. Um, and they're gonna try to implement that type of mindset. Like, what did we have? What do we have when you was playing? What do we have? That can, during your tenure of, that 2016. What do we have? What did you see? What did you feel? What, like, because we want to implement that winning culture. So that's one thing I believe they picked Mike Ryan because his lineage to the team, and he seems like somebody that actually cares. He's somebody that actually gives a fuck. I'm gonna just be 100%. But so let's get this show started. Hey, welcome to the Lochness. Let's talk about it with the Lochness on Tuesday, 89935. We lit, we live, we out here. Shout out to everybody that's going ahead and viewing me. Shout out to everybody that's going to step up in this chain. Shout out to everybody that's going to be on the replay. Road to 500 subs. If you haven't subscribed, if you haven't subbed, if you haven't hit the notification bell, if you haven't sent me a message in the chat, please do. Like I said, road to 500 subs. I'm getting up there. I used to have 100. Now I got 120. Like I said, it's slowly creeping. It's slowly creeping. Like I said, if you got family members, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. You know what I'm saying? So I can get to 500 subs. It's not just really about, monetizing my channel. It's more so about getting my content out to the eyes and the YouTube algorithm, so they can go ahead and get this in the hands and in place, and get more people, get more eyes on my content. We already got enough people looking at it on AFN, but you go to my own personal YouTube and sub, that'll do your boy a solid. You feel me? With the Liddy committee. So, like I said, why did the Atlanta Falcons choose Matt Ryan? Like I said, why did the Atlanta Falcons choose Matt Ryan? It's based off more of, it's somebody that cares about the team, somebody that will really advocate for the team. Because it's one thing to be a player, and it's another thing to come in and say, "Hey, we want you to assess what we're doing," because this right here is setting us up. With that move, it's setting us up for the next 5 to 10 years, like I said before. This whole what we've had is for 8 years has not worked. For 8 years with no results, or the results that we like, it has not worked. So I do believe that this move was. I always felt like Matt Ryan was going to be a part of the coaching staff. For some reason, I thought he was going to be a part of the coaching staff, not upper front end management, like not front office. But I'm not mad about the president of football. And then when they make these, like, this is a position that was created for said purpose, creating that culture. Like, he's respected, in Atlanta. You know what I'm talking about? When people didn't respect him, they learned to respect him after he left. Then they really like, hey, let's give this man his flowers. This is more Arthur Blank giving Matt Ryan his flowers. Now, only thing we need him to do is get Julio Jones to come back and sign Julio Jones for 1 day so they can retire Julio Jones number 11. I mean, they might, they not, but I get it. Julio Jones. I still think we should retire Julio Jones number, man. Put his name in the roster, man. Julio Jones and Matt Ryan, they did some things together, man. Let's not pretend. The home team with Blackberry. What's up, homie? What's up, homie? Yeah, I see you done changed your picture, my guy. What's up with? Hey, what's happening? Why is it the space home? Like, why we got the spaces in there? What you doing, man? What you done did? You got to switch up again? Holla at your boy. What's up, Lot? What's happening? King Treyway, what's popping? Red and black. Zave. Is there mucho grande? What's up, my boy? What's happening? I'm up in here doing my chain like I always do. But I'm trying to like I said, we on that, why did the Falcons or why did the Atlanta Falcons choose Matt Ryan? It was just I think it's a cultural piece. I think it's a respect piece. I think it's paying homage, Arthur Blank, paying homage to what Matt Ryan has done for this organization during his tenure, his 14 years of, being that boy. Michael, what's happening? Lot, what's happening? It's showing the version of my tag for some reason. Oh, okay. I thought it was something. Okay. So like I said, they create these positions where, hey, we want you to assess what's going on in the building. Matt Ryan, whatever y'all had during the 2016 time, I need you to give me, take what we have, take what the talent that got us there, create that, assess the talent, assess the coaches. What do we have around us to get back to that winning culture, to get back to where we were, to get back to that playoff run, to get back? I can tell you right now, we don't have to go all in on offense now. We don't have to go all in on offense like we did with defense, and then with the defense, go ahead and say, okay, we need. I honestly believe, in my heart of hearts, we need a veteran nose tackle. Shout out to Blackberry. I'm saying we need pressure in the middle. We need a veteran nose tackle, and we need veteran. I want to say vets. We can get another linebacker in the draft, but we also need to get a veteran linebacker. Trey Anderson, T1000, can't stay on the field. I know that was our boy. Cut. I know Kirk Cousins. Cut. Restructured. Get him up out of here. Kyle Pitts. You're hearing it right now. It's gonna be hard to come off of Algier because I looked at the free agent pool for running backs. It's hella running backs in free agent right now. In free agency right now. So I think we should go ahead and just keep Algier. Keep Algier, find a way to use him more. And that's up to the OC. You feel me? The president, Matt Ryan, loves the Falcons and the ATL. Yeah, Matt Ryan for president. I'm gonna put that on a shirt. Matt Ryan for president. With a Falcon sign like that. But yeah, absolutely. So nose tackle, wide receiver, cornerback. Absolutely. So Diablo's good when he's healthy. That one arm club stuff, he was hobbled. Troy Anderson, he's great when he can stay on the field. I really hated that we gave Landman to the Rams. As you can see, Landman, I was looking at the game. Like I said, I was looking at the game, and I was like, damn, bro. Landman and Troy Anderson was different back there with Ellis. You know what I'm saying? It was different. So we need to get that. We need to get more of that. Let's see. Wide receivers, definitely. I think Pickens is on the market, but we know you got to pay him. We know we got to pay him. But having a Pickens, now, listen to this. I would honestly franchise tag Kyle Pitts and say, prove to me that you're worth this money, my boy. Or, like I said with him, is Kyle Pitts another Grady Jarrett situation where we can get somebody else to do his production? He said, do you think Matt Ryan is right for the job? Well, if he is responsible for building a team, he is actually capable to do so, as he's never built a team before. Okay, let me talk to you about this. What is the job of a quarterback? What things does a quarterback have to do on the field that you think can translate to being someone that can help create what is needed? Think about it like that. So a quarterback, every play, they have to get their play. They have to read the defense. They have to then make adjustments. They have to command the offense, be a game time manager, game changer, time manager, and you have to sit up here and assess, and then you have to make the right reads. You have to make the right throws. You have to know every position, knowing what calls, what cadence, what motions, what to get them to tell or show you telltales, so you can go ahead and make sure you adjust the possible play so your offense can go against a defense that's the opposition that's trying to stop what you're trying to do. Now, take that in mind and then translate that to a front office position. I have to pick strategic about picking a head coach. I have the head coach and a GM that can take the talent that we already have, add extra pieces to that. That is his job. His job is we need somebody that can be a pockets presence and not afraid to run and scramble for those 3 or 4 yards if he has it open. You know what I'm talking about? So he's never built and just like he said, he's not there. In his presser, he's not there to call plays. He's not there it's basically a liaison. If you know what a liaison is, that's what Matt Ryan is. His job is to let me find the best head coach. Let me find the best general manager. Let me think about what I had when we had such a dominant offense. What pieces? And then get with the head coach and say, hey, what you think? What you think? This, like, what you see? Because I think it was a whole bunch of egos. Rich McKay was there. Rich was touching. Rich, Raheem, like this person, this Terry Fun. You don't know. And and from what I've been hearing, it was a mess in that whole organization behind the scenes that we didn't know. So it was just like, all y'all can go. Wash my hands of y'all. You know what I'm talking about? Tyler and Bijan, HBK, and John T. Guess who's who? I'm not gonna guess that. That's funny though. My needs are wide receiver, and wide receivers. Southside, you're not wrong. But I'm gonna tell you what else we need that's on offense. Offensive line. Besides that, we got to get a quarterback. They're still all in on Penix. Let's not pretend like Penix isn't somebody that they still want to. If Penix can get, you got to understand, Matt Ryan his legs were messed up too. Not like how Penix was, but Matt Ryan, he scrambled sometimes, but he was more of a pocket presence. There's nothing wrong with Penix arm. Pause that. That's our guy for the future for right now. I mean, it's still up in the air, man. It's still up in the air to me. Would I like to see Michael Penix have a competent head coach, a competent OC around him, a better offense, a healthier offensive line, some wide receivers besides Drake London? Yeah. It looks different when you have complementary pieces. We need to sign one and draft one wide receiver. Whole room need a remix. Yeah. I believe in that. I believe you can get wideouts that are young and hungry, but you can draft. You can also get somebody in free agency that that's here for it. We always getting rid of good linebackers and keeping the wrong one. Yeah, I never understood why they got rid of Landman, but I was just like, what? Landman was doing his chain. Like, I was confused. I was so confused. I was like, see, that's why somebody like Terry Fontenot, them, that's why they gone. They doing you doing it wrong. You're not making the right decisions. Matty Ice will work his ass off for the Falcons and the fans. I believe that as well. I believe because his heart is here, and like I said, the culture on him being a player and him loving the squad is going to translate better when you actually care. Can you see somebody that actually care about their job and their work ethic will be different when you care? You know what I'm saying? When you enjoy your job, you say then you'll never work a day in your life. The problem with Pickens is that Pickens want the biggest wide receiver contract in the off season. Well, you got to catch the ball like it too. Well, you pause that. Man, it's the game. Study their players. So Lock Henny is it? He's our guy if he can stay healthy. Yeah. He's that linebacker who he sent to the Vikings to. Who he sent to the Vikings to. Man, we give up everybody, man. Get CJ, the linebacker from the Dogs, Go Dogs, and Falcons from Tifton, Georgia. Whatever works. We ain't picking in the first round. Like I said, stop whining about this first round draft pick. Stop whining about this first round draft pick because we already got our first round draft pick and he had 10.5 sacks and his name is JPJ and we got him this past year. So we don't need a first round draft pick. Some of them don't even pan out. So I don't even know. Like you got two proven number ones, and people still whining about we need to get another one. We need to get. Matt doesn't really have to do this. He just wants to. Only reason he's here is because he gives a fuck. For sure. So let's begin. No, Mike Tomlin. Stop. Can y'all stop? Can you stop? Stop it. Please stop. No. Y'all done had y'all black. Why? Y'all done had y'all black quarterback and y'all done had y'all black head coach. Y'all done had that already. Calm down. No. That's what we just had this issue. Instead of us picking the person that's best for the team, we're gonna go skin tone. Oh, he's winning. He's winning. He's not. Those days are over with. He never really had a losing season. No. Stop it. No Mike Tomlin, y'all. I don't care what he just did 7 hours ago. I don't care. No Mike Tomlin. We don't want Mike Tomlin here. You don't, that whole, let's give the fans what they want and, Fans want a black head coach. We gave it to him. His name was Raheem Morris. Raheem the Dream Morris. Raheem, we got to find a way Morris. You know, we tried it already. Stop. Stop. Stop it. No. No. It's like we can't stop getting in our own way. Stop. It's almost like people that go to the game, they don't care that we win. They just get a party. You know, I'm getting tired of dancing. You got to pretend and dance when we losing. You want to be like Raheem Morris when he was just like, I'm like, why this man dance? I thought it was a joke at first. I was like, is that AI? Like, I thought it was a joke seeing this man like, I'm like, what the fuck is it? Like, what you doing, bro? You dancing and kissing men on national television? No, it ain't about race. Mike Tomlin is the best coach along with John Harbaugh. They bring stability and professionalism that these other coaches don't have. Trinity Clark. When we had a Bill Belichick, which is arguably the best head coach in building dynasties out of no-name players, which we have on our team a lot of no-name people sometimes, right? And you said, no, we want Raheem, a losing head coach, over a winning head coach that brings professionalism and stability. You really think Mike Tomlin, it ain't about race? If Mike Tomlin was a white guy, you really think we'll be running up on him? Let's just be 100%. Let's just be 100% now. Don't be drinking the Kool-Aid now. You're probably one of the Raheem fans drinking the Kool-Aid, huh? Absolutely not. No Mike Tomlin. We don't try the experiment of getting a black head coach. You really think I would rather have Kubiak than a Mike Tomlin? Let's look at Mike Tomlin. Let's look at Mike Tomlin's record. Stability? We going off past accolades, correct? If it ain't Clint or John Harbaugh, amen. They said Mike McDaniels as the OC. You said spring stability. It ain't about. You really think it's not about race? Come on now. So don't be drinking the Kool-Aid. You know it is. You know it is. You had a Belichick right there. That was. Come on now. Come on. I can't. I mean, hey, I get it. I get it. But absolutely not Mike Tomlin. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I heard wherever Mike Tomlin goes, you got to give up the draft pick anyways for him. But I don't see the problem with having Tomlin here. It's not color thing for me though. Nah, I don't talk to so many people. Let's get that black man. Let's get that black man. Let's get that black man for the Steelers. That's all I heard. Let's get that black man for the Steelers. That's all I heard. Do I want to Mike Tomlin? Absolutely not. Get the best coach. I don't care how he looks. Absolutely. And it just so happens he's not the skin tone that everybody wants in Atlanta because we just had that. You wanted a black man. What's up, peoples? But no Tomlin for me, simple for having to give up a draft pick. Man, absolutely not. That big man was shocked by that kiss. Weird. Man, it was more. These other coaches like Kubiak or Stefanski are not it. Stefanski was a good coach. He just poorly handled the. So we don't see. This is the thing. This is what y'all need to understand. I don't know if y'all know. Have y'all ever worked somewhere when you have somebody that's above you and then you have somebody that's above them, right? The person that's above the person that's above you tells the person that's above you stuff, and the person that's above you tells you stuff, and then you have to delegate and share other things and stuff. We don't know, and I don't take what they push out on the media. I don't take that for a grain of salt. Sometimes some people be the fall guy. You feel me? When somebody tells you you have to do this, do it this way, and you work for that place, and then you have to do it, and then regardless if you know it's right or wrong, have you ever noticed? I don't know if y'all know this, but like a reporter, they read from a teleprompter. Whether they believe the story is true, they have to read what is being put in front of them because that's their job. They have no personal feelings towards it. Yet, if they do, they can't share it while they're reading it. You know what I'm saying? How do we know Stefanski wasn't, this is what the script he was given? This is what the teleprompter said. This is how you do that. People that write his paycheck were saying, hey, this is what you need to do. He might not wanted to do that. Clint Kubiak just made Seahawks look good by his offensive mindset, just like a Mike McDaniel's offensive mindset when it comes to, like I said, when it comes to the Dolphins, he probably can't be a head coach. But, better coaches around, how it looks when you got a great head coach is when you got somebody from the 49ers where this man has nobody's third stringers and he outcoached the other team and beat them and beat who? The Eagles. That has a stacked team. It's just that the 49ers were better coached. Allegedly. Tomlin is professional and about his business, not about being black. Hey, look, I don't care what he is. What I'm saying is I don't want him here because of race. Now, y'all can sit up here and say whatever y'all want to say, but dang on well, if that man was white, a Caucasian guy, other than being black, because that's the thing that's the thing that plague us in this city is the fans want a dark-skinned quarterback and a dark-skinned head coach. And we just got one. We don't need to. I want us to go ahead and get the people that we like that can best benefit and help the team. Race has nothing to do with it. I've talked to so many Falcons fans, and one of the things they said, we need it. And it's like students of the game and it's fans of the game and it's players that played the game. You know what I'm saying? So they really want a black head coach. And I'm like, damn, y'all just have one, right? Raheem fans don't drink Kool-Aid. They drink warm. Ooh. That's a Pico. That's crazy work. That's that fake Sunday delight. Get a coach that will get on their ass. Get a coach that will get on their anus. What's happening, Maggie? Bro, I've been on so many Falcons fans podcasts that have disagreed with the host and the other people on the panels about how trash Raheem is. Arthur Smith just based off their coaching ability. And Arthur Smith just based off their coaching ability. Yeah, but see, unfortunately, like me, it's not really about race to me. It's not really about race. I'm not doubting Mike Tomlin's ability to be a head coach. I personally just don't want Mike Tomlin here because I feel like, and it's just, and I want to say personally, it's like, let's try something different. You know what I'm saying? We did the whole black thing. I got so many messages in my phone about people asking me about, oh, did you see what Mike Tomlin? You gonna talk about Mike Tomlin? Oh man, we need that black head coach. People making about black and white all the time. Like it has nothing to do with race. Like if he's the best coach out there to get this team where they need to be, absolutely. Absolutely. I honestly, in my personal opinion, I mean Arthur Smith was trash. But between if you compare him to Arthur Smith, if you compare him, if you said John Harbaugh or Mike Tomlin, who would I want? I would want the most offensively sound head coach we will have. Mike Tomlin, they use a lot of tight ends, so maybe we can get some good tight end production. Get John Harbaugh. We tried going black, and it was absolute failure. A lot of people is pushing this Mike Tomlin thing because of his skin tone. The whole professionalism, and he's a good head coach, and he really hasn't had a bad season, and this. I've heard too, it would be nice to have another black coach. I'm like, is that all y'all care about? I'm telling you, I heard it so many times. That's why I'm like, don't bring him here. Don't bring him here. Because as soon as he starts messing, get that nigga up out of here. Get him up out of here. That's how it's gonna be. Get him up out of here. And it's like, see, we should have did this, we should have did that. Honestly, my whole thing is if he's the best head coach out there that's gonna, if Matt Ryan, if Matty Ice says, oh man, Mike Tomlin, you the guy, then that's who we're gonna have to deal with. But if he be like, nah, I'm gonna be 100%. You really think they going for Mike Tomlin over John Harbaugh? You seen how the Seahawks offense look, and you compare that Seahawks offense to the Steelers offense. Do you really think, just based off of that, I'm gonna be 100%. The Steelers wasn't their offense wasn't throwing like they wasn't producing like the Seahawks offense is. And you know who's ahead of that offense was? Kubiak. So let's be 100%. And what we was lacking at situational football based off of what happened last year, our offense was lacking. And if you look at Mike Tomlin's head coaching and their offense for the Steelers, it wasn't looking like the Steelers. I mean, it wasn't looking like the Seahawks offense. So I'm gonna be 100%. Because of that, it's probably Harbaugh, Clint Kubiak, Mike Tomlin, Stefanski. It ain't got nothing to do with being black. I'm not a believer in Matt Ryan. You're not a believer in Matt Ryan? So many Falcons fans think that Matt Ryan is the savior. He never did anything in Atlanta. He was a good QB at best with talent around him, and he failed. Okay. He failed. I think coaching failed him as well. Matt Ryan to me was one of those ones. He wasn't a Peyton Manning where Peyton Manning would just assess the defense and call plays and reconstruct and have all these different terminologies and stuff. I think Matt Ryan to me was one of those ones where from his gameplay, he was, this is the play we're calling. This is the play we're calling. I don't think he was one of those ones. I don't know. It's sometimes he did tell me, hey, get your ass up, like get pissed off because they wasn't doing they doing. So you say you're not a believer in Matt Ryan. Like I said, it's not just it's not him already being years into to his position. This is where Arthur Blank put somebody in the position that actually cares about the team because they played and they care about the fandom and they care about the city. And I want to put my trust in somebody I know that gives a fuck. That's what this hiring this president of football is. And it's not like a dig or a stab at anybody, but it's more so like, hey, you know, get us what you had in 2016, what did you feel? What brought out the best in you? You know what I'm saying? And he has say so. It's like bringing in somebody that has the experience points, and then or the experience, and be like, hey, I'm doing this. A liaison, like I said, this is a liaison position. This is when you sit up here and you say, hey, let's recreate. What are we lacking? What are we missing? What are we missing when we're picking this? What is this, that? You know what I'm saying? So Tomlin did the fields wrong. Hey, sometimes when people see you mismanage players, that comes back and bite you too. Share this out. Yeah, share this out. Hit the notification bell if you ain't already sub to my channel. They think it's a Black Panther movie and black head coach is gonna save Wakanda. I'm trying to tell you. I'm like, I don't know. I heard so many people. Oh man, we got another opportunity to get a good black head coach this time. Get a good black head. You just get a good one. Pause. Get on their anus. Pause that. Said get on their ass. Right. You gonna get on their ass. Pause that. He said, I can't argue with you about black people in Atlanta wanting black coaches, which you're right to a degree. I'm right to a degree? Yeah, yeah. They be asking for them. They want another Michael Vick experience and a black head coach to lead it. Let's be 100%. But I'm talking about a stability standpoint that the Falcon organization has never had. Well, getting somebody that's an 18-year, like tenured coach, like Super Bowl winning John Harbaugh, and then you look at Stefanski. I think he had like 2 years of coach of the year. Like I said, we don't know. Like we, it's so much. It's so much that goes along with. Everybody's not good head coaches. Some people are good positional head coaches. Some people can be like, hey, let me be the OC. Let me be the defensive coordinator. Let me be the quarterback coach. Who knows? If the fan base cares about skin color, then they're stupid. I wouldn't say that. Yeah, when I talk about coaches and quarterbacks, I'm critiquing technicality and the offensive ingenuity. What? That's a tongue twister. Like ingenuity. Is that what it is? And in game plans that I come up with I'm not impressed with the Stefanski or Kubiak. You say you're not impressed. I'm not impressed by Mike Tomlin. His professionalism, right? I'm not. Let me do you a solid, real quick. Hold on, real quick. We're gonna look at something. Number one. I don't want to see no 30-6. We don't need to see that. We don't want to see that. So, and Stefanski, sometimes when people have a decent team around them, sometimes it hits a little different when you have a team around you. And then when you don't have a team, it shows up. It shows up when you don't have a team around you. I'm trying to look up the Steelers stats right quick. I want all their stats. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's go last year. I like looking at last year's stats. Oh, they had Russell Wilson last year. They had Pickens last year. Najee Harris had 1,000 yards. What was their record? I can't really say because they really didn't have no good. They had a team, but they ain't had no good team. They were 10. They were 10-7. 10-7. They had 2 games on us. They were 10-7. So I can't really say they had Justin Fields. They had Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, and both them guys are gone. And then they picked up my boy be robbing people, bro. Aaron Rodgers be getting that bag, boy. He don't be doing nothing. He don't be doing nothing. Do you think Tomlin will coach anywhere as a coordinator or just a head coach? Now, that's a good question. This is a Matt Ryan show. So I'm gonna be 100%. I can see him coaching somewhere else. It's so many vacancies. I just don't want I don't want people to get they going all in on this guy coming to Atlanta. I'm just like, for what though? Like for what? Like he said, get an agent head coach. John Harbaugh uses tight ends a lot too, though. Uh, yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. They use like I know Tomlin uses, of course, over there in what's the name? Um the Ravens use a lot of tight ends because hell they ain't have no wideouts. They ain't have no wideouts. And then when they had them, they gave them to other people. What they're hiring a black white mix. I'm just saying, bro. It's just like let's not make it about the skin tone, man. And a lot of people don't already hit me up about the skin tone stuff. I was like, bro, if he's the best coaching to get us where we need to be, coos. But if he's not, man, stop playing with me. How do you feel about my time? Is how I feel about Matt Ryan. People in Atlanta, I have the savior complex. They think that Matt Ryan is Jesus. Never. What are you talking about? Nobody thinks that Matt Ryan is Jesus. Get up. Look now. Stop playing. People think no. It's like I mentioned in the first part of the show. Matt Ryan is a liaison, and he's basically taking somebody that cares about the franchise and utilizing utilizing that mindset to. It's just like getting somebody. Nobody really knows how something feel until it hits close to home, and then you could be an advocate for it. Matt Ryan has been there. Um, he has went through the struggles. He's battle tested. So since he's been battle tested with the team, then it's as a liaison vis-a-vis president of football. Um, he can give his expertise on what happened or getting us to a point where it's culture driven with somebody that's battle tested with the team. Because when you sit down with somebody and you interview somebody for a head coaching job and you feel like this person don't really care, this is going to be just another paycheck to them. They're not going to care about, win, lose, or draw. Um, this is where I don't agree with just because Matt Ryan was here, he cares about the organization. In that case, I would have had Tony Gonzalez. Tony Gonzalez was drafted. He played for Kansas City. That Matt Ryan was drafted by the Atlanta Falcons from Boston College, right? Mm, So it's kind of a difference, you know. Hey, what's happening, Auntie? Yeah, so yeah, so at the end of the day, I'm not see, I'm looking at this whole Matt Ryan thing as a liaison, like I mentioned, where you're gonna take somebody that's battle tested. It's levels to it. It's not just because he's been here. My guy is he was a ring of honor person. Like, he bled with the team. He's been with the team 14, and he probably barely missed. I could probably count on one hand how many games this man missed. I'm telling you, like, so after 14 years, you count on like one hand how many games Matt Ryan missed, I believe. Come on now. Battle tested. Kubiak uses both running backs will benefit Algier and the offensive mind and call good plays for heroes, especially if you're using predominantly pocket Kubi, who can run. Okay, so with Kubiak, he uses both running backs, and he has a pocket QB that can also run. So yeah, so it's like getting the things that will complement the offense because our offense needs it. So whoever we get, they have to be offensive minded. Man, you won't hit Trinity. You don't like the Falcons? Oh, you just don't like Matt Ryan. I add on. You're right. He didn't with the block, but he's one that kept passing the ball in the Super Bowl, where all he had to do was hand the ball off. So, okay, let's bring it back to the Super Bowl. That's why Matt Ryan, to me, is one of those guys that if a head coach say, "Hey, run this play," he's not gonna go. He's not gonna willy beam and just do what he want to do. He's gonna do what the play call is. Because if they have a game plan and somebody he seems like he's gonna stick to the game plan. QBs don't call plays in the Shanahan offense. That's my point. He's gonna stick to what the game plan is. They don't. Shanahan calls the plays. Other offensive coordinators let their QBs make their decisions sometimes, but not in Shanahan's. Thank you. That's what I say. Like, Matt Ryan was one of those people that he's going to follow suit with the game plan. So when it's like, hey, you could have just handed the ball off, that if that's not what they decided to do, we just seen that with Kirk Cousins. We just seen that with Michael Penix. We just seen that with Ritter. We just seen that with Double M, with Eminem. Like, so, and those who don't know who Eminem is, Marcus Mariota. So some people, they're just not going to deviate from what it is. Doesn't Mike have consecutive playoff losses? I was trying to look that up because that's another question we had talked about. 7 losses is just like, I mean, hey man, only time I cared about skin color is picking my brown women. I think the Falcons either need to go with all offensive play calling genius, or we need to get a Dan Campbell type, which Raheem has failed to be like, but the Detroit team humming, and they sit on the sideline looking too. We all sit on the sideline looking, going to Cancun, looking at everybody else. He still made the playoff with no good teams. Exactly. Mike Thomas is not the greatest X's and O's type head coach, but he does get in a cycle players and coaches that bring their best out of them, and the Falcons need that. I'm gonna be 100%. I'm gonna be 100%. If he's not offensively led, he ain't gonna be our head coach. So he can be the most professional guy, stand-up guy, get in the cycle players, be the type of man that can lead men. But if he ain't offensively sound, he ain't gonna be our head coach. And I'm gonna just say that on record. Get me on record saying this. If he ain't offensively led, he's not gonna be our head coach. Because you know what our problem was last year, with this past season? Our offense was atrocious. So we need somebody that's going to be offensively led, head coach, and he's going to pick his offensive coordinator that's going to be offensively sound with that too, and it's going to be that's how it's going to have to be. Because regardless of what, Thompson had to give up future draft. Oh, he had to give up a future draft pick. Oh yeah, I mean, Tomlin would cost us assets with still his contract. He's probably going to take a year off and do TV and let himself get more appealing to candidates. Okay, that's an easy way for him to walk away from that team because it was getting blown up. So I'm gonna step down and I'm gonna just go eat some popcorn and chill and spend time with his family, I guess, and do his thing, whatever he got to do, and then come back like, hey, or he might go college, you know. Listen to 92.9, a game 68. The fan listen to all Falcons fans. They believe that Matt Ryan has the keys to save this franchise. It's not really about the keys to save the franchise. I talked about football, and when I bring up Matt Ryan, it's not me coming off my ass talking to a lot of fans and a lot of people in the media think that he's going to fix them. Because it's all about perspective. I've given you the perspective. The perspective is about him being a liaison to the team. And he just pretty much said it himself. He's not there to call plays. He's not there to, tell somebody, he's a liaison. He's battle tested with the team. I would rather have somebody that knows something about the team than picking somebody that doesn't. And it's for him to choose a person, and it's the accountability piece will be, I'm gonna choose the right head coach that I feel in my heart at heart is gonna bring out the best in these men. Can he get it wrong? Absolutely. And then John Harbaugh wants to probably pick like somebody like John Harbaugh wants to pick his own OC, which that's going to be a very appealing sight too. Because you think about it too, when you pick the head coach, that person might bring other players to the team that want to come because they want to coach up under him or want to be coached by the person. What's pressure on Matt Ryan to fix the organization quickly? That's anybody. I think that's just the fans. Like I said in my last show, I said I hope that fans trust the process. In my last show, last Wednesday, I talked about hopefully the fans trust the process. It's not a quick fix. We're going back to square one. We lost Terry Fontenot, we lost Rich McKay, we lost Raheem Morris. This is for the 5 to 10 year stretch of how we're expecting our team to be. And I would rather start off by getting somebody that's actually been battle tested with the team to pick people for the team. Can you imagine somebody being, it's just like, hey, you want to be the GM of the Falcons? Yeah, I want to be the GM of the Falcons. And you be like, you want to be the head coach? Yeah, I want to be the head coach of the Falcons. Have you ever played football before? No, I played tennis. It's like trying to cook some food with some ingredients to make some other type of food. You trying to make bread without eggs. So it's like we're trying to, I see what they're doing. They're trying to change the culture, and it's not a quick fix. After getting rid of the head coach, the GM, and the other person above them, Rich McKay, off on the side, who's the president of operations or whatever. After getting rid of those positions, that means we're in a complete front office overhaul because the results wasn't matching. I honestly hope nobody's thinking this is going to be next year. It's going to be better, but let's just be 100%. If you look at this season, everybody was 8-9. Only thing we had to do was beat Carolina one time, right? And then things would have been different. You know what I'm talking about? So But at the end of the day, it's not really just about. It's not just about him fixing the franchise. It's about we already have a great team. We already have a good team. We have to honestly improve on what we have. And most of our games that we lost, we were out coached. Like I said, there was a lot of behind the scenes that pretty much affected this whole season. Let's just be 100%. Oh, let me go back to you. I wouldn't mind to bring in a great athletes with a wealthy of knowledge about the game of football, but it depends on how we want to do this. Man, because you got to think about it like this too. Once we switch our head coach, we finna some of these position coaches are gonna be gone too, especially the special teams guy. Woo woo. The goal is to win a championship. Of course, Mike has been. Y'all pulling out all the words. I'm like, man, let me get these triple. He said, no, triple point scrap work. Hey, I agree with you about we need an offensively sound coach. The problem is that we had a supposedly offensive guru in Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith is a great OC. Some people, two things can be true at once, right? Arthur Smith can be a great offensive coordinator. Doesn't mean he's a great head coach. Those are two different things. Mike McDaniels is an offensive guru. He just wasn't a great head coach. If we can get Mike McDaniels, John Harbaugh, right? Hubert, and then add collectively the pieces, get rid of Kirk Cousins, and they say Malik Willis or Kyler Murray or whoever, bridge the gap until Michael Penix get back, and then have him a good head coach that can handle his special situation with his health, get him a good O-line that can stand up, keep him upright. What are we talking about? People think Arthur Smith was a guru was the problem. He had a solid plan for a decent run game and never expanded upon it. He didn't, because he did the run game. You remember that time he was like, hey, we're going to run the ball 16 times and score? And did. He said Matt Ryan is brought in to be a liaison for the Falcons. That's where we are feeling all right. We need the exact leader. That's the reason why. Look, he's a liaison to Arthur Blank. Arthur Blank trusts him because of what he's been to the franchise. So his passion and how he feels about this team is going to exude into the choices being made to create the leaders that's going to lead the men, and the players is going to still be on the head coaches and GM. You got to have people that's on one accord. Like I said, him being battle tested and him being somebody that was a part of the brand, I mean, it's only helping our team. John Harbaugh isn't offensively led, which is why I don't think we'll get our defense as good without him. We're gonna bring back Ubrick. I believe that. I don't think Ubrick going nowhere. Our defense had the second most sacks in the NFL, and then yeah, we got pass rush, something we didn't have. We just need to. We've been getting destroyed by people who run. Yeah, Matt Ryan brings leadership, and you got to understand too. There was something that was going on behind the scenes. To bring somebody that's boom, we're gonna put somebody that actually gives an F about the squad, and then he has no ties to anybody, no drama around in the building. So pick a head coach, pick this person, because like I said, it was probably a whole bunch of stuff going on behind the scenes that we don't even know about that affected this team. I believe it. He deserved it. He worked for it. We have been a loss. It's been so lost letting all these coaches run through the Falcons and throwing them in the trash like it's like a used sex toy. That's crazy. Matt is gonna keep that check. Yeah, it's not just really about the check. It's about when you have a passion for something you do, um, have you ever went to school and you had your favorite teacher in school, and then years go by, and then you see that person again, and this person was like your favorite teacher in this class you had. You remember everything about them. You happy to see them. That's what this is to me. Matt Ryan was happy that they called him. They would probably been on the talks. He probably sat down with these people many a times. After he had his ring of honor, they probably was like, "Hey, man, we want to bring you in to work on the coaching staff whenever you're ready." I was, like I said, I was thinking he was going to be like one of like the quarterback coach or something. I always say, "Hey, let him be the quarterback coach." I've always advocated for Matt Ryan to be the quarterback coach. Now, see what you're saying is logical. A lot of Falcons fans are not logical. They aren't. They aren't. I mean, my logic is my own. I don't expect anybody's logic to be my own. I have to learn that. It's one of my actual quotes. Not everyone's logic is your own. It's my actual quote I wrote when I was 16. Not everybody's logic is your own. I had to learn that. And then, there is a fan base of people that that's why I said they was like, "Oh, Mike Tomlin, yeah, Mike Tomlin." They was like, "Oh, we finna." They was doing the like that Raheem dance. I was like, "No, no, 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 no. If this is the best guy for the job, coos. If he's not, hey, absolutely not, absolutely not." So that's why I'm at. Best coach for the job. We're gonna segue to that. Let's get the best coach for the job. Let's not make it about raise. Let's not make it about this. Let's get the best coach for the job. That's why John Harbaugh, he's probably the best coach on the market, but I think Clint Kubiak. Clint is probably gonna be our guy. The more offensively sound guy. Because when he pick his OC, if he might also be the type of head coach that'd be like, "I'm gonna be the head coach and I'm gonna call the plays." That might be something that happened. He might sit with Matt Ryan and say, "Hey, I'm gonna be the head coach and I'm gonna call the plays." So what you think about Stetson Bennett or Lance as a bridge, if not Willis? I think if we get Harbaugh, somebody like Malik Willis, any one of them that can, like you said, that can be a pocket presence and run, it would just put him back into the Lamar Jackson phase. You keep a Kyle Pitts at that point, because he's going to use tight ends all day. I still think London's still going to he's going to eat, and Bijan is Bijan, out of all the people that you said, whichever one stays the healthiest, the one that can stay on the field and be available. At this point, if that's the case, we can't be like, "Well, what you want," because any one of them that can throw over 200 yards, any one of them that can command an offense that has the arm talent to make all the throws, any one of them that, even if they're a bridge for 2 years, whatever is needed for Michael Penix to become better, because if he's seen as the future, but then again, when a new head coach comes in and Arthur Blank might be like, "Hey, this is our future," the new head coach might work out with him, pause that, or see, and he might not be the guy. Like I said, it's so much up in the air because we're on a structural rebuild. Sometimes when you build a house, but you need to make another room, you got to bust down another wall to create more room for what you're going to create. So with him firing the people that they fired, they're busting down the wall. We still have a foundation here, but they're still going to create more rooms or create more opportunities, create a different head coach to make use, instead of using this room as your room, this is going to be the man cave. You know what I'm saying? Get the logic? So it's like we can come with a head coach that probably by the time Michael Penix come back at the beginning of the year, see him, he's not even going to work out with the new head coach. He's going to be doing practice, whatever practice is. And the coach might say, hey, he ain't ready. We need a coach and a team that's going to be here in the same, not a revolving door. That's the problem. We have a revolving door in Atlanta. We need to get more offensive help. We need to get more offensive linemen. People don't understand. Our linemen started to break down at the end. They wasn't holding up. Why you think my boy was getting sacked a lot? Michael Penix. The most rushed quarterback that was getting sacked the most. So we always got to look at the potential next head coach as a card to poach old players that work with. Yes, that too. It's so many different things. Like, hey, you take a Harbaugh. Who did he get with him? You saying you take a like I said, John Harbaugh. I'll use him as an example. It's probably a lot of people that his lineage probably goes further than what we think. He probably coached somebody, was right there when somebody was playing T-ball with somebody else son, and he was right there. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? And people like, oh, I always want to go there. Oh, they need a wide receiver. Because when he get on the phone, that's why I said it's going to be very interesting with the free agency. It's going to be very interesting. It's a lot of moving parts to the machine. That's why one of the big cogs to the machine is a Matt Ryan. And then you add other cogs. Because if you're missing one cog, the machine doesn't work. So first of all, you want to get somebody like a liaison that's already been battle tested with the team, that's actually going to care about the team and care about the choices, and it's going to be more heartfelt. It's going to hit close to home. That's where you start at. Players would take pay cuts to work with certain guys. Absolutely. Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is a great personality. Do I want him as a Jameis Winston? He'll be all right. Jameis Winston, ain't nothing wrong with Jameis Winston. Yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with Jameis Winston. Between the three who picking Mike McDaniel, Kevin Stefanski, or Brian Flores. Well, Mike McDaniel is when it comes to offense, he's a great guy. Two-time coach of the year, Kevin Stefanski, or Brian Flores. If I'm picking none of them as my head coach, Stefanski, it's just that, like I said, you can't say that he did that whole 6 quarterback Shador situation was on him. It might not even been his decision. Somebody above, I'm trying to tell you, like, when it comes to when you work for people and you have somebody that's above you, sometimes they make the calls and you got to do the stuff. Like, as long as you're working for them, you got to do what they say. Like, this is what it is. You think Matt would see about bringing in Sanu or Roddy White for wide receiver coach? I believe it. I believe that. I want us to bring in Shador with Sauce, our QB for the future, and bring in James or Teddy B. Bridgewater to be a bridge mentor for him in person. We will draft. Shador. I think Shador would be good. I think Shador would be straight. I really think they like to lean on people that has Atlantan, you know, hair, like they're rooted here. I know, the Falcons drafted Dion, but Shador, like I said, as far as the quarterback go, we need somebody that's going to be a pocket presence, and then when it's time to get those 3 or 4 yards, not afraid to dart it out to the sideline. I'm done. I'm done. Oh boy, he's in an emotional support. I am not dealing with that. I like Blowing Flores, and I really like Mike McDaniel, and I believe they're better coordinators. I mean, the better, like the better the Avengers that we assemble, the better the team. Like if you can get a John Harbaugh with a Mike McDaniels or Brian Flores, you know what I'm saying? It's like the better the like when we had Shanahan and all them, we had a squad of coaches. He said, "I'm seeing Raheem as the Jameis Winston head coach." Oh my gosh, y'all playing right now. That's silly in so many reasons. Regardless of what, regardless of what coach we have to change the OC. We have to change the OC. It just has to happen. It don't matter what, it don't matter how you look at it. It doesn't matter. Zach Robinson. I ain't heard nothing about Zach Robinson, man. I ain't heard nothing about Zach Robinson. Oh, Zach Robinson interviewing for the Buccaneers offensive coordinator. Is that true? Is that true? I don't know if that's true. I don't trust that. But uh I'm trying to see. Whatever. But we have to change the offensive coordinator. I can't. You see what we just said? We had a Hall of Fame coaching staff with Matt Ryan at the helm, and he still couldn't. No, the coaching couldn't get it done because they lost the offensive coordinator was Shanahan, and he lost Microsoft Service Pro, and since that he forgot. It was like it was a panic. They didn't. I don't know. Do you think any of the OCs on the list? Sorry. Do I think any of the OCs on the list will want to keep Pitts? I honestly think all of them will want to keep Pitts because his athleticism and what he can do. But the problem about that is he's so inconsistent. It's going to take somebody to say, "Do you still want to be an Atlanta Falcon?" Because I think, like I said, he's ball dominant. He needs to go somewhere where, like, he can go like to the Ravens because they use tight ends all the time. He would probably love that. I really don't think Browns would be let Shador go given what happened. But Harbaugh do like Shador and told coach over there he was so if Harbaugh he might try it. I mean, anything is possible. Like you never know. We can still even trade him. Yeah, trade him. Shit, get some draft picks. It's gonna be hard for others to come off of Algier because there's so many. It's so many. It's so many different running backs. We might as well just keep Algier. Raheem might be the first head coach fired. Yeah, man. We need to get rid of Pitts. Let go our resign. Try to trade for legit right tackle. I'm not a believer. McGarry or move him to guard. We done paid him for 2 years, and it's finna start this year if he gets on the field. At this point with Pitts, I would just get a rookie tight end who can block. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's probably cheaper just to get a. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why I said Kyle Pitts situation is like a Grady Jarrett situation to me, where if we can get somebody to still give us the same production, because let's take away that game where he had 3 tuds and 166 for like 9 or 10 catches, right? On 11 or 12 targets. Let's take away that game. We're gonna knock that game out. My boy, he normally has 5 catches a game, and that's every sporadically. I give you an average. My boy has 3 catches a game, no more than 40 yards. Let's be 100%. Do y'all think we can find a tight end in the draft that can catch 3 times for 40 yards in block better than him? I think we can. That's why I feel like his situation is like a Grady Jarrett situation, where we can get somebody with your production for less. Why should we pay you so much money just because I just you can find 5? I'm saying, do you think we can find a tight end that can catch 3 catches a game for 30 to 40 yards and block occasionally for Bijan in Algier? Because if we can't, because that's exactly what we get with Kyle Pitts, especially if we pay him all that money for him to do that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. To me, that's just silly and that's crazy. I would never. I mean, unless y'all know something I don't know, but my boy, he gets like 3 to 4 catches. And it's like, I just can't see him. I can't see him here. Send him somewhere where it will better benefit him. Alger is more worth focusing on keeping than Pitts. Absolutely. Absolutely. I just don't feel like Kyle Pitts was that X factor. He stopped being that X factor after Mariota threw him into across the middle. He got hurt and came back. He ain't been that X factor. See, if I was a coach in this team, I would bring back the DVD play, Don Vic Duckett, and copy that offense and just minimize it, including the vertical passing game. We just don't have that offensive threat that can take the top off the field. We don't have those explosive plays. We don't have somebody that can go out there, run 30 to 40 yards and catch one, dive and catch in the end zone. He said, send him to the Jets. The Jets need a team. They gave up their whole team. Didn't the Jets just get a first from Indy? Yeah. They see what you're describing is Titans of blocks, just average 50 yards as Oscar took from Georgia offense. We have 3 NFL tight ends that way. Yeah, so it's like I said, it's more so it's just about whatever head coach we get, um, and then they come in and they assess the players, or they look at past footage of last year, because that's what they're gonna have to go off of. They go off of last year, what they seen, what they is, bring the people in and talk to them, tell them what their expectations are, and you got to create a vision, then something that the players and people buy into that's on the team and see that, So that's why, like I said, Mighty Ice is getting so much love. They're buying into his role and what they feel like it's going to do for the organization. Like I said, as a liaison, like I mean, that's just how I looked at it. It's a liaison position. I honestly believe that that's going to benefit how we view and how picking or strategically picking the right head coach, right offensive coordinator, seeing, because a head coach has to sit with Matt Ryan and they have to come up with the vision that they have. They want, this is the type of person I want. Let's interview this person. Who you feel like, and go through the processes. That's why everything is going to be a process, because we're going to get a whole new staff. Regardless if we got the same players, these players going to have to adapt and adjust. And then sometimes when you bring a better head coach, you bring a better offensive coordinator, that translates to on the field. I mentioned how Andy Reid left the Eagles and went to Kansas City. And ever since to the last years of late, they have been straight contenders. And they didn't change their team at first. It was just Andy Reid went down there and adapted. Yeah, we never had a wide receiver. Mike Vick was there. Here, Michael Vick was yeah, absolutely. Kyle Pitts is not the answer because he lacks heart and hustle. Yeah, yeah. I think he's better served with somewhere where he's ball dominant. He's a ball dominant tight end. He's more like, to me, like I said, he's more like move him to wide receiver, and he won't have to block as much, you know, because tight ends normally block more than wide receivers do, more than likely. But move him to a wide receiver position, take him out that tight end spot, move him to a slot receiver or number two. Um, it's so much you can do with him. But I honestly feel like you said Oscar Dell or Lawrence and Lucky both from GA. Well, I mean, whoever we can get, whoever the head coach feel like is best for the team. I just feel like whoever he get, however he get, whenever he get in his position, they come and they bring the players that we need, and they interview Zach Robinson, because I ain't heard them say nothing about Zach Robinson. So I'm just like, okay, you got rid of these guys. Zach Robinson like, well, I wanted to do this, but Raheem didn't let me do. Like, what? Like, what's happening? Why is he still on the roster? Like, why is he still here? George Kittle, Brock Bowers type. Oh yeah, definitely. George Kittle, definitely. Brock Bowers, definitely. But we watched Charlie Warner. He's actually fits our offense. Yeah, he can block. He blocks better. And I think if they implemented him more in the offense, um, it's just hard for him to get the love because we do have a Kyle Pitts on the team. So if you get somebody else that they can split the snaps. But we need one of those tight ends that they're massive people. Like, you don't need them to outrun anybody. You just need them to be possession tight ends and then block what need to be. So that's what a tight end. They run the intermediate routes, the short routes, and then you throw them the ball, and then some of them, like a Gronkowski, was athletic, like to a point he'll grab the ball and still run his yak. And George Kittle, his yak, he'll get like 15, 20 more yards on top of that. So it's so much to be absurd about it, so much that we can be like, oh man, I can't wait. But it's like it's also a lot of changes that's going to happen that it might not transfer on the field. Can we be? I said I give us 10-7. I give us 10-7. And the only reason I give us a 10-7 is there's nothing wrong with the team that we have. I can even give us 11-6. And I'm giving that just sure off the sheer will of the team that we have. If because like I said, if this team was healthy, we will be having a different conversation right now. You know it, I know it. We'll be having a different conversation. Yeah, true. Um Bijan just showed what giving 100% at your position looks like. Um I mean, Drake London was looking like he was gonna have a career day, like career season until he got hurt. How long would it take to select the GM and head coach? Um, when is the Super Bowl? I think it's gonna be after the Super Bowl. I think if it depends on who it is. Like if they talk to John Harbaugh and he just like, yeah, and they say, hey, because they like it's either us or the Giants for John. And sometimes you might, ooh, I love this candidate, and then you interview them, they just don't fit. They just don't wow you. 2 weeks. There you go. 2 weeks. When is the Super Bowl? Around that time. I really don't think it's about our team not being healthy. It's Zach Robinson, such a bad play caller. Yeah, Zach Robinson, man, he was mediocre at best. He was cheeks. He was really cheeks. Like my boy was cheeks. First time play caller, cheeks. It's just Super Bowl is February 12th. Dang, it's all the way there. Now it's gonna be before that then. Ain't today the 12th or 13th? It's like a month. Yeah. I give it once these next 2 weeks go by, once we figure out who going to the Super Bowl, that's when we gonna know. Unless they just unless John Harbaugh say, hey, yeah, I'll just come here. Because you also got to think about it like this too. When somebody's gonna pick a team that is already put together, they're not gonna pick a team that they got to do a lot of changes to. It's gonna be a team it tastes like, hey, okay, you telling me this is my plate? I just gotta add a little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt. That's it. Like, yeah. So you want to get a team that's a good situation. Because you go into a team when it's like you got so much stuff to do, it's really gutted out. Oh my God. You know, because at the back end of our win streak, um, we was looking like what was wrong with this team this entire time? Like what we got going on with this team? It has to be that way. Um, I really think the head coach, um, is one of the most important things. And then you want to build a relationship with the head coach and GM. To me, because you hire a GM, and then the GM, like I would rather have the head coach and the head coach has some say, because it just really just depends, because you're building a relationship. You're building a relationship where this is the two people we're trying to have for the next seeable future. Like if you're trying to be here for 5+ years, um, it's almost like hand in hand. I think they talked about somebody named Cunningham or something like that. As you know, yeah, but with Matt Ryan at the helm, I don't know. It's like we do stuff unorthodox, man. Let's continue. Let's be unorthodox. Let's do the things that we want to do, how we want to do it, when we want to do it. You feel me? So I really don't know. It's just they didn't put Matt Ryan in that position for no reason. I think, yeah, I think that's yeah, Cunningham. Yeah, yeah. They had already talked about somebody named Cunningham being the GM. So that's the only person I knew that there was. Yeah, it depends on who you want more. It can be both ways. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So it's like I know there was this head coach. It's like you got John Harbaugh up there. I don't think they're gonna let that man run free like that. It's like, oh, let's go try to get him now. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll figure out that GM later. You know, and then see if he has some people he would recommend, or he can probably get on the phone with some people, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a building relationship where you're going to build to create the best possible team and the best roster. You take what you already have and you create. Life is like a box of chocolates right now. We don't know what we're going to get. You don't know what she's doing. She just be getting that. But yeah, it's just what it is. We don't know. It's so much in the air. I was in a like this year. I was in a rush for this season to be over. I ain't gonna lie. This is like one of them times I'm like, bro, can this jump be over with? He said, at least we know we ain't get milk duds. Oh yeah, there's a lot of teams missing head coaches right now, and put the Steelers up there with us. But that's a lot of teams missing some people. Why, jeez. He said, hey, I like those. He said, milk duds. But yeah, we have reached this time of the show where I don't really have no. We don't really got no questions. It's more so like appreciate y'all for stopping by. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't subscribed to my channel, it's been an hour and 37 minutes, baby. Good Lord. I'll take it, man. Like 12 o'clock. Whew, 11, 13, 13. Sheesh. But like I said, hey, for those who haven't subscribed to my channel, man, 70 eyes on me, man. If you ain't subscribed to my channel, just go to the Lochness podcast. Hit the notification bell, hit the sub button, hit the hit the notification, subscribe, hit the notification bell, send a comment, you know what I'm saying? Tell a friend that can tell a friend to sub to me. But yeah, I do appreciate y'all for sitting with me, man. Like I said, I think the reason they chose Matt Ryan so he can be a liaison to Arthur Blank and getting somebody in here that's going to care about the team and care about the choices. He said, who I got for the college championship? Who playing? Because both of them teams, I was like, bro, this is what we doing. But I don't know like how the college them pick their teams either. It's like they ain't really based off they go through an organization and they make some decisions. I don't like that. Who playing? Miami and Indiana. Oh yeah, the Hurricanes. I want to say Indiana. Mm. I'm gonna go with Indiana. I'm gonna go with Indiana because they're the furthest from Georgia. I can't pick no. I can't pick nobody team that's bordering my team state. So we gotta go in Indiana. It's just like people like were y'all rooting for Carolina to win when they was playing, or you was rooting for Carolina to lose? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Said number 1 versus number 10. I'm gonna go with Indiana. Indiana number 10 for the upset. It's been upsets for the upset. Indiana. Can't pick no. I can't pick no team that's close to Georgia. Never were. It's just like people rooting for people that's in the like when Carolina Panthers went to the Super Bowl, people was cheering for Carolina. That was Falcons fans. I was like, for what? I was rooting for the Panthers actually that game. Mm. All right, mama. Yeah. No, Miami number 10. Yep. Well, like I said, I'm gonna have to go with Indiana. So regardless of what, I'm going Indiana. I said Indiana. I can't pick number 10 Miami, bro. I know it can be probably can be an upset, but I just can't pick a team that's close to Georgia. I can't do it. That made me feel bad. I'm picking nah. It ain't the Georgia Bulldogs, we ain't with it. So we'll go with Indiana. Indiana. But I appreciate y'all, man. I'm gonna head about this team. Like I said, subscribe to your boy. Until next time, let me know in the comments. Hit me up and let me know, what y'all want me to talk about. Once they pick a head coach, we're gonna break down how that head coach was be serviceable to this team. You know what I'm saying? And what type of style quarterback this head coach has used in the past. Who do we have out here in the market that can be serviceable to complement that head coach? Stuff like that. I had those type of conversations. I do appreciate everybody for stopping by. Bless. I had more people on this show than I had in a minute. I thought like 77. Dang, what's going on? This my time. I need to stick to my time. You feel me? I might have to stick to my time. But until next time, y'all just get at me. Follow everything AFN. Anybody content creating for the Atlanta Falcons, man, check them out. Show love. Tell them that the Lochness sent you from the Lochness podcast. There's a lot of great content creators out there, And who knows? One day y'all might see them. You might see them on my up here with me from a different platform, just to show people love. Just show people love and support, man. We all up on one umbrella as a content creator for the red and black. So we still represent, the only bird that we represent. Because the way them people was clowning the Eagles, the way them people was clowning AJ Brown, saying that man can't even catch a beach ball. It's like, dang, bruh. Woo. Sheesh. I went back and looked at AJ Brown and what he was doing that game. My boy. That didn't look right. I don't know if somebody said now that man in Vegas gonna go collect his winnings now. Like, what that man look like bro, I didn't know who that man was. That wasn't AJ Brown. I know. I was like, I don't know who that man is catching up. Who that? Who that? Who that man was, man? Them damn Eagles, boy. I think AJ Brown gonna be gone out them Eagles, but I think they finna let that man go. I ain't even gonna cap. But that's for another show. Whew. Appreciate y'all. Salute. Can y'all please, and it's gonna be pay homage to my last show. Falcons fans, please trust the process. Please trust the process. It's going to be ugly. It's not going to turn around quick, but trust the process. We're on a front office rebuild that might rebuild the team. This is going to be the setup for the next 5 to 10 years. We've already went 8 years of this losing. This is just a process we got to go through to become a contender again. Until we speak again. It's your boy out. I might do a show tomorrow. Let me know if y'all want me to do a show tomorrow. Just put it in the chat. Do a show tomorrow, Lock. That's all you gotta do. Do a show tomorrow, Lock. And I'll probably pull one up. Let me see, can I do that? Same time, 9:35. 9:35. Holla at me. Let's go. Peace out.